Frank Sepe for NPC News Online. It's a 2018 Mr. Olympia with Arnold Australia promoter and the best interviewer in the game, Tony Doherty, here doing the interviews for us at NPC News Online at the Olympia. Tony, you always do a good job. Do you think your questions, or they come off the cuff?
Well, thanks. First of all, thank you, Frank. Well, yeah, I try to, but then they change the subject or they answer something that I'm already thinking, especially ones that talk and talk. So I'm one question ahead, then they already answer it, and I'm like, what am I going to say next? But look, I just do my best, and I've got to thank you and Jim and the whole team for giving me the opportunity, and JM, everyone at NPC News Online. When I came on board, I guess 5 years ago, just become one of the highlights of my whole year. And I get to travel with Arnold and do a whole lot of cool stuff. But because it's not my show, I can actually enjoy this so much more. So really, I live for this. It's for me, I'm a kid from a country town, and I grew up watching the Mr. Olympia and buying the magazine. So to be part of our team and be back here, with the guys and the relationship we've got with all the crew, man, I can't thank you. I'm just so grateful. And for you guys that watch, we get to do what we love, seriously.
Well, we're grateful, and I want to personally thank you. But you have such a great rapport with the athletes because of your contests and stuff. And I think now, after 5 years, they look forward to, they're looking for you to do the interview, They're like, where's Tony?
Yeah.
You've had some of the most entertaining interviews, and you can check them out on the NPC News Online YouTube channel. I look at Tony now, and I could see during the interview, his head's thinking, and I can't wait to see what's going to come out of his mouth.
Yeah, look, we cut a little fine line, but we've had a few fun ones over the years, and sometimes people got a little cute, and we had to just bring them down to earth. For the most part, though, the athletes are fantastic to interview, and it's a real honour for me to know that they're waiting to be interviewed. And we know now backstage they line up for our interviews first because they love it, and they know that we get the most traction. We're the biggest and best website in the business by far. There's a big credit to you and what you've done with it, and our whole crew that films. But man, we have a great time. More than anything else, I have a whole lot of fun with you, Frank. And we, the stuff we don't say on air is the best stuff, and the stuff that I can't ask halfway through an interview, that stuff you've had to cut out occasionally. But no, really, from the bottom of my heart, thank you, and thanks to every single person that watches. We've got plenty more to come.
Yeah. And this year's Olympia, we have more coverage than ever, and we also have NPC News TV, and we have a lot of new things happening with the NPC News Online brand. Tony, talk a little bit about the Arnold Australia 2019. What do we get to expect?
Well, it's our second year with the Pro League, since the split, and it's been the best thing that's ever happened to us in bodybuilding.
Yeah.
The amount of amateurs coming to the show. We had amateurs this year from 31 different countries. We had 500 plus, which is the biggest Arnold we've ever had. So what Jim's done worldwide is really amazing. With the Arnold this year coming up, it's our 5th year, believe it or not. It's gone so fast. So I want to do something really special. So I've changed the whole floor plan around. I kind of thought, when you move into a house, you don't just leave the furniture in the same spot forever. You kind of think, that'd be better there. So we just looked at it with fresh eyes, and we rebuilt it so the stages are bigger, the lighting's better, the sound, the flow of where the booths are, everything else. We've got a bunch of new sports have come on. We're finally getting government recognition and, doing a whole lot for the economy out there, doing some charity work, which is giving us even more traction. So just bigger and better. When I signed on with Arnold and Jim Lorimer, and Jim's son Bob, who I travel with all the time, the only thing Jim, the pressure he only ever put on me, both him and Arnold, was be always better than your previous best. So that's my mantra. So I look at it every year, and we're very analytical. When I interview the competitors, they always say, I'm my worst critic. I go back and I look at my physique and see what I can improve. Well, I'm like that with my show, with my expos. In fact, the Australian Pro is in its 18th year, so it's the 3rd longest running show in the world behind the Olympia and the Arnold. And everyone said it would fail. And we said, no, it won't. We're going to stick it out because we're going to treat the athletes right. And I think that's the one thing we've done from day one, and why the athletes look forward to coming out there so much, because we treat them like superstars. We look after them, make sure they're picked up at the airport, they get fed, they've got everything they could possibly need. And, man, I live for it. It's become my life and changed my world. And the Arnold organisation is really amazing and going forward in leaps and bounds.
Well, I talk to a lot of competitors, obviously, with NPC News Online, a lot of IFBB Pro League and competitors, and your show, they think, is phenomenal. Over the last couple of years, like you said, it has improved every year. I was talking to a couple of people, and they were saying, that they're looking forward to going to your show and also to your gym. Yeah. Your gym has become like the Venice Beach of Australia now.
Yeah.
Are we getting AC in that gym?
Never, because...
Either it's Venice.
Yeah, we don't do that, because in winter it's freezing, they can warm up, it's good for them, and in summer, the worst thing you do is train in an air-conditioned gym and then walk outside where it's 100 degrees, that's going to knock you for 6. So we're just like, they just deal with it. But it's become like the Australian Mecca and a destination point. In fact, there was 2 guys there. It's a great story this week. I saw yesterday at the press conference, and they were coming from Cologne in Germany to the Mr. Olympia. It was their dream to come to the Olympia, and they went to Melbourne, Australia first to train at my gym, to go to Venice and train at Gold's, and to come here to the Olympia. Although it doesn't get any better than that. So, you know, it's an amazing place to be in, but it's become like a museum of bodybuilding. Got so much history there, and I've collected stuff forever. And you know, the pros love it. Even, you know, when Phil comes in, he's just live feeding the whole time, all the old pictures and all this.
Seen on Instagram, yeah.
Yeah, they love it. So I'll never stop, because we do what we do. You know, it's like Steve's gym where you train.
Yeah.
It's real. You know, it's a real gym for real people, and I think every city in the world needs a gym like this. So,
but they, you know what? But they can't develop a gym like that because, like you said, it comes from the history. It's a passion. It's your passion.
Yeah.
That is that gym. It's Steve's passion. It is Bev Francis' powerhouse gym. You know, you can't be duplicated. But again, I want to thank you.
Thank you
for everything. I appreciate you. Everybody appreciates you. You do a phenomenal job.
Thank you.
Check out all the Olympia coverage on NPC News Online, and also the Arnold Australia too. On NPC News Online, we have all the pictures and videos and stuff, so you want to check that out. What's the official website?
ArnoldSportsFestival.com.au.
Gotcha. All right, Tony, thanks a lot.
Thanks, Frank.
This is Frank Sepe, Tony Doherty for NPC News Online.